Hi, this is Louisa at the Pilates workshop, and we're going to just do a short section in relaxation position. If you have a band, that would be really helpful, and also if you have some light weights maybe, or just tin cans or bottles of water and some cushions, that's all that you need. And then we're just going to come down onto the mat. So I'm going to set up in relaxation position, just with a small support underneath my head, but keeping my neck free. So I'm just making sure that my pelvis is in neutral, hip bones level with each other, and your belly button and your pubic bone, legs and feet parallel in line with your hip bones, shoulders wide, ribs heavy, and neck long. And as you settle down there, if you feel you need to do some pelvic tilts, please do. Just notice if your pelvis is weighted more heavily on one side to the other, and try to level that out as best you can. Same to just open and widen the upper body and lengthen the neck. So you might want to do some chin tucks, you might want to do some pelvic tilts, and just settle somewhere in the middle. Do take the time to just take a couple of breaths, so that wide breath in through the nose, and then as you breathe out, you can just start to connect to your center, so scooping the tummy without changing the shape of your spine. So breath there, and as you breathe out, beginning to scoop your center. And then if you have your band or stretchy scarf or tight, you can grab that now. If you don't, you can do exactly the same movement, but I'd probably keep the leg traveling a bit higher than we will do with the band. So I'm going to unravel it, and then breath and center, bring one leg into single knee fold. So I'm just going to wrap the band around the arch of my foot, and my bands are really long, so I'm just trying to even that out a little bit. So elbows on the floor, forearms up, good alignment through the wrists so that they're not extending or flexing unnecessarily. So knee over the hip, so the leg isn't too far in that you start to go into a pelvic tilt and squash your back into the mat. And the shin is parallel with the floor. Try to avoid it dropping down here, because it's tough for the knee to press away and extend from that position. So make sure that it's parallel. So we're going to just do 5 of exercise called the piston into a hamstring stretch. So breath and center, I'm just slowly lengthening that leg away. The thighs stay pretty level, and I'm going to inhale, resist to come back in again. And do check the alignment of your leg. So you're trying to keep the hip, knee and ankle aligned, and watch out for any deviation of the leg turning in or turning out. So I'm just doing 5, I think I'm on 4. So you could press away as you exhale, and then inhale to come back. And then once you've done 5, I'm going to let that leg lengthen, and if it's comfortable to let it rise up without disturbing the pelvis or the spine. You can maybe flex the foot as well, so you're into your hamstring stretch position. Some of you might want to extend the other leg away, but if that's uncomfortable in any way, just keep it bent. I'm just going to take 2 or 3 wide breaths into there, just to begin to lengthen the hamstrings a little bit. And when you're ready, slide the leg back that was on the floor, bend the other one in, and either untangle and come into the other one, or I'm going to disengage my center, bring that second leg in, and then take my first leg out. So just making sure the leg that's come back to the mat, I've got the hip, knee and ankle aligned again. The leg that's in the band, I've got the knee over the hip and the shin parallel with the floor. Again, not dropping down. So I'm going to do 5 of the pistons. So as I breathe out center, just pressing that leg away in the band. Inhale, resisting the band as you come back in. So breath and center, pressing. Inhale to come back in. Okay, so I'm just doing around 5. Double check that the leg's not turning in or turning out. So you want to keep it as parallel and well aligned as you can. And when you've done your 5, you can lengthen away again. Let that leg raise up towards your hamstring stretch. You might want to flex the foot, and you may want to slide the other leg away without letting your back arch. So keep both sides of the waist long, and 2 or 3 wide breaths into there. And then whenever you're ready, you can slide that long leg back in, then the other one, and then you can just pop your band to the side. And then once I've landed, I'm going to just do a few spine curls, and then some of you might add on the spine curl up combination as well. So you probably won't need as much, if any, head support. So I'm going to just remove that now. So first off, let's have the arms down by your side. You're still neutral. Try to just make sure you're giving yourself as much length and space as possible, and you may need the feet a little bit closer to your bottom just to make sure the glutes are engaging rather than the hamstrings beginning to interfere. So breath and center, we're going to go into your pelvic tilt and begin to wheel and peel that spine up one vertebrae at a time. Breath at the top, and then softening, peeling and releasing all the way back down. So you can definitely stay with the spine curl. It might feel good to lightly press the arms and hands into the mat as you lift up, just to begin to open out the shoulders. So you're just coming up to the point where you're neutral again, not beyond it. Breath at the top and peeling back down. Some of you will do your bridge variation where you stay in one piece. So stay with the spine curls if you need to. Alternatively, we bring the hands behind your head. So head heavy in your hands, elbows in your peripheral vision. And we're going to just do a bit like a seesawing movement. I'm going to combine the spine curl and the curl up. So I'm giving myself as much length as I can to begin with. And then breath and center, I'm going to glide up, peeling the spine up to my spine curl. Breath at the top, and then as I lower from my spine curl, I'm going to come into my chin tuck and begin to wheel up into my curl up. So make sure that tailbone releases all the way back down, and you may want to shuffle the feet away a tiny bit if necessary. Breath there, keep scooped, and you can lower the head back and then begin to pick the spine back up into your spine curl. And then as you lower from your spine curl, you come into your curl up. And as you lower from your curl up, you begin to come up to your spine curl. So you're just trying to mobilize each segment of your spine, keeping that center engaged and the weight of the head heavy in your hands, so you're not pulling on the neck or the head at all. And I'm going to finish after this one. So I'm just releasing back to neutral, and then I'm going to lower the head back down to the mat. I'm going to bring my head support back. If you took it away, I suggest you do the same. And if you have your weights, we're going to grab those now, or just some tin cans or 2 bottles of water, just something of the same quantity. So from here, let's just bring the arms in line with your shoulders, arms and palms facing inwards. And I'm going to just take the shoulder drop. So just inhale, let the arms reach up. Exhale, soften down. Take a breath in here as a pause, and then as you breathe out, you're going to go into your ribcage closure. So breath there, keep scooped, and then we'll inhale, we can come back, and then let's soften the elbows and open the arms out to the side. You could do that as you inhale, and then exhale, return. Let's just do that a few more times. So lengthen the arms, you can inhale up, exhale, release, breath, and then as you breathe out, you can ribcage closure. You can either pause there, or return on the inhale, and then soften the elbows and open the arms out to the side without flaring the ribs, and then gliding back in. And let's do that a couple more times. So arms long, shoulder drop, inhale up, exhale, release, breath to pause and stay, and then as you breathe out ribcage closure, you can either inhale to pause or return, and then we'll soften the elbows, and you can open out as you inhale, and then exhale to come back. And then lengthen the arms, let a little shrug, release, ribcage closure, and return. And then soften the elbows and just open the arms out to the side. And we'll gather back again. And then from here, we're going to just bring the legs and the feet together. Open the arms out into your low V position, arms and palms up, keeping that length through the neck. And we'll just do a few hip rolls. So as you breathe out and center, pelvis and legs can go one way, neck and head can go the other, keeping that width across the shoulder blades and shoulders connected to the mat. And then inhale, we come back to the center with the pelvis and the neck and the head. So breath and center as you spiral open. Just inhale to stay, and we can then come back again. Okay. You take a breath once you've arrived, but keep connection to your center. Let's do one more each side. And then once you've come back to the centre, just release the weights, put them out of the way. And if you want to slide both legs away, maybe slide the arms overhead if that's comfortable, or out to the side. Just take a full body stretch, breathe into there wide. Maybe you want to circle the ankles or wiggle the toes or wiggle the fingers. And then with control, we'll slide back in and then just roll onto your side, and you can come up to seated from there. So thank you.